Right now, we are happy to be joined by a guy who played his first 7 NBA seasons in a Trailblazers uniform. He's currently the radio analyst for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's none other than Mychal Thompson, joining us, I imagine, from Southern California tonight, right?
Yeah, definitely from Orange County. And if Walton would have stayed healthy, but basically, we all know about his injury history, but let's say just going by skill, I would have Bill ranked no worse than the 5th greatest center ever. I'd have Kareem 1, Wilt 2, I'll go Russell 3, Hakeem 4, and Walton 5.
Wow. You know who on that list that you omitted was Shaq. And you're in Laker City.
Shaq. Yeah, and I love Shaq. Everybody loves Shaq. He's a dominant force. But
Got that
if you look
right.
at basketball skills, man, Walton could do it all.
Mychal, before we talk about the Lakers and the Kobe Farewell Tour, I had to just be reminded when I heard that you were going to come on tonight that I was one of those constant patrons of yours that used to hound you just relentlessly at the old Tony Roma's up on Canyon Road when you used to host Tea Time. That was about, holy cow, how long ago was that, 25 years ago or so?
Got to be, yeah, at least that by now.
Those were good times. Now we can't even get you. You need security everywhere you go. Nobody can talk to you.
That's right. You have to talk to my people to get me on.
That's right. Well, hey, Lakers going to be here on Saturday, and it is the toughest ticket in town. You got that right. Laker fans going to be out in droves. It will be a sea of purple and gold. Before we talk about Kobe, though, I'm interested. You're traveling around and you're watching all these NBA games, and the Trailblazers from afar. How are they viewed across the league right now? 19 wins, 25 losses after losing 4 starters in the offseason.
They're viewed as a team of the future. Obviously, they were a team of the present last year, but they retooled the roster. They got rid of everybody and all the veterans, even though they were a playoff team, and decided to build for the future. And they've got some good young talent, one of the best young backcourts in the game, of course. I think Myers Leonard, if I was coaching up there or if I could talk to him, my advice to him would be, we know you can shoot from the outside. Now, if he could develop his back-to-the-basket skills the way Rasheed Wallace had him or LaMarcus Aldridge, oh, my goodness, this kid to be a max player, but I don't understand with his body and his skills and athleticism, man, I'd have him posting up closer to the basket. He could be a force down there if he put his mind to it.
Mychal, I got to ask you, you said you opened the can about back to the basket skills. Today's NBA and the perimeter skills and the premium on perimeter skills and bigs, once they started picking and popping, it seemed like they never came back to the block. What's going on with back to the basket basketball in the post?
I blame the high school coaches, the AAU coaches. Everybody now wants to run the floor, throw alley-oop dunks, play the old boring pick-and-roll offense. I mean, you don't see any plays being run anymore. It's just big man come up, set a screen, roll to the basket, and then if you don't have somebody, throw it out to the three-point shooter. Then he goes one-on-one or he shoots a three. Back in the days of Jack Ramsey, we had a million plays. He used to run weak-side cuts, weak-side pin-downs, cross-screen screens coming across the lane. We had numbers we called out, and we ran fast breaks too. We set screens and everything, but we had plays. But now, only a few teams have plays now. The Warriors and maybe a couple other teams actually run plays. Back to the basket skills now. You just don't have the big guys, 7-footers. For some reason, it's not. It's taught at the young level so they can develop the skills as they go through high school and college and then, of course, to the NBA.
Yeah, Mike, it's funny you say that because I came up in college playing for Larry Brown where a good possession was defined by giving yourself a chance to get a layup or get fouled, and we can throw that out the window now. But speaking of today's style of play, I got to ask you a question about the Golden State Warriors because, I mean, I enjoy watching them play because they're unselfish and they play hard and they share the ball. But I keep trying to put in historical context what I'm seeing because I think I'm watching something that is unique in terms of a team that can score from so many positions. Everybody has perimeter skills and range that defends unselfishly.
Yeah, it's the best shooting team in the history of the NBA. I mean, we've always had teams who can shoot the ball in the past, but it seems like everybody on that roster from 1 through 12, 1 through 13, Ian Clark, probably the 12th or 13th man, you can't leave him open. He'll knock down threes on you. So these days, when you recruit or when you go out and scout teams, you got to go find a team that's going to win a three-point shooting contest and not the dunk contest. So if you find shooters, man, that simplifies the game so much for you.
Effective field goal percentage.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Mychal Thompson joining us from Southern California. Of course, the Lakers going to be here coming up on Saturday night. Now, the Kobe farewell tour does continue on. Lakers hosting the Kings tomorrow. And is this entire season just turned into Kobe's year? They're sacrificing development for the sake of Kobe to go out and ride off into the sunset?
No, they're not sacrificing development. Julius Randle, Clarkson, Russell, the young guys on the team are playing half the game or even a little bit more. They're getting their minutes in, but it is about Kobe's farewell tour this year because the Lakers are 9-32. So obviously we're not going anywhere, but they're mixing it up. It's the Laker fans continue to come to Staples Center and pack the place to the rafters because it's their last chance to see Kobe. And of course, when we go on the road, the Lakers are 9-32. It's the number one draw in the NBA. Because everybody knows it's Kobe's last year, and this is their last time to see him. So when he comes to the Motor Center, that place is going to be packed. It's a hot ticket because it's your last chance to see Kobe, and he appreciates that and respects it. He's beat up and he's sore, and he doesn't really want to play that much, but he knows, like, for instance, coming to Portland, that's his last appearance in Portland. So he knows fans are paying big bucks to come see him play, and he respects that. He's going to be on the floor. It might only be for 25 minutes, but he's going to at least let people see him in uniform and playing.
Mychal, you know this. The Lakers have been a lightning rod for criticism this season, obviously, and with the way that they've handled that. Is that fair or not fair? It sounds like you think it is not fair.
It's unfair. Because it is about Kobe's farewell tour. It's about saying goodbye to one of the 4, 5, or 6 greatest players ever. He's given so much to this game, been such a great ambassador to this game. So it's about saying bye to him. And like I said, the young boys are playing. Russell's playing about 25 minutes a game. Julius Randle and Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson, they all are getting minutes and mixed in with all the veterans he has. So people who are criticizing the Lakers for that just want something else. Just like to criticize the Lakers, because that's what they like to do.
Rebuilding a franchise like the Lakers shouldn't take too long. It's kind of one of those destination cities and franchises. What do you feel is going to take place in the offseason? I mean, you keep Byron Scott around. I mean, this should be a pretty quick turnaround for the Lakers once they get rid of Kobe's salary, right?
Oh, yeah. The Lakers are going to have about $60 million in change to spend on free agents. We'll get the number 1 pick in the draft, probably Ben Simmons, so you can count on that, boy. So, yeah, that's right. I'm already making that prediction.
Right.
We're going to get Ben Simmons. That's right. And there'll be a bunch of good free agents out there to sign. Now, some of the guys are restricted free agents, so the teams might match them, but there are some decent unrestricted free agents, too. The only free agent out there who could come in and take the Blazers to championship level or even the Lakers to a playoff level is Kevin Durant. And we don't know what he's going to do. If he's going to stay in Oklahoma, go home to Washington, or possibly come to the Lakers. We just don't know. But he's the only free agent who could change your fortunes around immediately. But other than that, you have some good players out there that the Lakers or even the Blazers can go after and definitely take him to the next level.
As a father, how proud are you of what Klay's been able to do up at Golden State, up the road there?
Very proud of them because they're working hard. They're very coachable. And what I like what the Warriors are doing is they're embracing the history that they have a possibility of making. You know, they're not shying away from it. That they are working hard. They're still hungry, even though they won last year. They've kept that hunger. And I said that's the key. I told them that's the key. If you guys want to be successful and go on this championship run for years, you have to stay hungry and never be satisfied. And that's why you have multiple champions like Tim Duncan and Jordan and Magic Johnson, because the more they wanted to win even more the next year, and that's the hunger the Warriors have caught. So that's what I'm real proud of for that team.
You know, speaking of the father-son thing, Doc Rivers coaches his son Austin. I have a couple sons, and not playing in the league, but played in high school, played in college. I never coached him. Did you ever coach Klay?
No, I never had to. Klay, from the time he was in grade school playing YBA basketball, when he was in 5th, 6th grade, he always had good coaches who knew the game through junior high, through high school, college, and of course in the pros. So I never had to be a stage father or an overbearing father. Sure, I'd give him my little advice here and there, but I wouldn't be overbearing because he always had coaches who taught him how to play the game the right way. And Klay was a smart player. He had a high basketball IQ, so I didn't have to work with him so much about that. He taught himself very well. And like I said, I just basically stayed in the background. If he asked me for advice, I would offer it, but I didn't want to be an overbearing parent.
So we're talking about the Warriors and, maybe a possibility that they, make history here and challenge the Bulls mark of 72-10. Do you think that that's a realistic possibility of that happening? They've got, 4 losses right now? We're, 38 wins? 4 losses, I think, is where they're at right now?
No, I don't think. I'll make a prediction and say they won't get it. They could get it if they chased it. But I think you got to remember when Michael Jordan and those guys got 72 wins, they didn't take nights off if they were healthy. They didn't rest. They played every game. But in today's NBA, if they're going to start resting Draymond and Steph and Clay and those kind of guys, then I don't think they could do it because of that new philosophy and approach to the game now.
Anything would be a disappointment if we don't see a Spurs-Warriors Western Conference Finals, right? Is that what we're caught a crash course for right now?
Yeah, hey, you guys only a couple of games out of the 8th seed. You never know. It could be a Blazers and Warriors Western Conference.
Whoa, tea time coming back.
Keep hope alive.
Right.
Hey, Michael,
exactly.
Before we let you go, I got to ask you a question about the coaching piece because, Luke Walton, an interim coach, and has steered the team through this, less than normal scenario quite effectively. What does that say about coaching in the NBA, or does it say anything?
Oh, you got to have the coaching because obviously when you have guys like Greg Popovich, Pat Riley, Jack Ramsey, Phil Jackson, you got to have somebody who knows how to manage players, knows how to put them in the right situations. Even though you can have Hall of Fame players, all-star players, you still need a great leader to put it all together and make it all mesh. And so a coach is still vital to be successful in this league.
The great Mychal Thompson joining us tonight, and maybe most famously known for missing out by just 1 year on becoming teammates with the great Michael Holton.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
We got something to celebrate when we see each other. Our paths almost crossed.
That's right.
Exactly.
Michael, thank you
That's
so
right.
much. We will check up with you and see how you're doing in person on Saturday when the Lakers and Blazers meet here at Moda Center. Appreciate the time tonight.
Always look forward to coming home, man. Portland will always be my home.